Welcome to Millennium Daily News. This is Ifat Fatima with top stories. Trump pressed Mexico to stop talk of wall payments. Angry and inspired, Democrats train new wave of candidates. 3 years since Islamic State attack, Yazidi wounds still open. Hillary attempted to intimidate Bangladesh over Yunis US newspaper. And Australia pay war ends ensuring tours ashes. Those were the headlines, now the detail. US President Donald Trump urged the Mexican president to stop publicly saying he would not pay for a proposed border wall. According to transcripts, Mr. Trump admonished Enrique Pena Nieto for publicly denouncing the wall during a 27 January phone call, transcripts obtained by the Washington Post show. Transcripts of his first call with Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull were also published. In a rancorous call, President Trump tells him it was the worst conversation he had that day, and one with Russian President Vladimir Putin was more pleasant. The 100 Democratic women who packed into a suburban Maryland conference room recently for a one-day training on how to run for political office were more than activists eager to battle President Donald Trump and his fellow Republicans. The teachers, students, and business leaders were also a window into the future for a Democratic Party desperate for new blood and into the booming effort to turn the left's grassroots anti-Trump activism into a new wave of Democratic office holders. As thousands of potential first-time candidates explore political beats in what Democratic veterans say in an unprecedented surge of activity, a broad but informal network of groups is beefing up efforts to train them for the task. US President Donald Trump said Washington's relationship with Russia is at an all-time and very dangerous low and blamed Congress for the situation, a day after he grudgingly signed into law sanctions against Moscow. Congress overwhelmingly approved the sanctions last week, leaving Trump with little choice but to sign the legislation, although he has long expressed a desire for better ties with Russia. He signed the bill but strongly criticized. He complained that the measure, which allows Congress to stop him from easing sanctions on Russia, infringed on presidential powers to shape foreign policy. Federal and state authorities investigated the cause of a gas explosion that ripped through a Christian private school in Minneapolis, killing 2 people and injured 9. School receptionist Ruth Bird and staff member John Carlson were killed in the explosion that tore through the upper school of the Minnehaha Academy at about 10 a.m. local time, the school said. Iraq's Yazidis mark 3 years since Islamic State launched what the United Nations said was a genocidal campaign against them. But their ordeal is far from over despite the ouster of the jihadist fighters. Militants were driven out of the last part of the Yazidi homeland in northern Iraq in May, but most have yet to return to villages they fled when Islamic State overran Sinjar in the summer of 2014, killing and capturing thousands because of their faith. Nearly 3,000 Yazidi women and children remain in Islamic State captivity, and control over Sinjar is disputed by rival armed factions and their regional patrons. Justice for the crimes Yazidis suffered, including sexual enslavement, has also so far proved elusive. Monsoon rain submerged different areas of Dhaka city as Met Office recorded the season's second highest rainfall with 121 millimeters this afternoon. We recorded highest rainfall with 139 millimeters in the Dhaka city on June 12 this year, while second highest rainfall with 121 millimeters from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. today. Bazul Rashid, a meteorologist of Bangladesh Meteorological Department, told BSS. July and August are most rainfall months of rainy season. Met Office recorded more rain than normal level in July, and we are predicting more rainfall than normal during this month, he added. Waterlogging is a usual phenomenon in Dhaka city during rainy season, as even moderate rainfall is enough to submerge its different areas. Visiting Secretary General of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, Dr. Yusuf bin Ahmed Al Uthaymin, reminded Myanmar that Rohingya people must be given full citizenship and basic rights. Rohingya people are denied their basic rights. They need to be recognized in giving their identity. They must return to their country. They must have their full citizenship, he said. The OIC chief made the remarks while talking to journalists after his meeting with Foreign Minister A.H. Mahmood Ali at the Foreign Ministry. Religious Affairs Minister Principal Motiur Rahman said legal action will be taken against the Hajj agencies responsible for visa complexities of Hajj pilgrims, leading to flight cancellation and other problems. The Hajj flights were cancelled due to delay in the activities of Hajj agencies. Legal actions including cancellation of license will be taken against those agencies, said the minister while talking at a press briefing at the ministry. The Hajj pilgrims who failed to go to Saudi Arabia following cancellation of scheduled flight can go there for performing Hajj. There will be no problem, though we have requested the Saudi government to provide additional 20 flights for carrying pilgrims, he said. Washington-based news and opinion website The Daily Caller has said it unearthed former U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's attempt to intimidate Bangladesh to protect Dr. Muhammad Yunus as a graft investigation was underway against him. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton attempted to bully tiny Bangladesh to force it to end corruption investigation of Muhammad Yunus, a long-time Clinton family friend and Clinton Foundation donor, the August 1 issue of the Caller read. The newspaper said according to documents obtained by the Daily Caller News Foundation investigative group, shed new, disturbing light on Clinton's use of hardball tactics against the poorest country in South Asia in order to help her millionaire friend and foundation donor. A court put 2 people on a 4-day remand each in a case of a rape on a running truck in Siddirganj Upazila. Naranganj Chief Metropolitan Magistrates Court passed the order when police produced 2 accused in the case, truck driver Mehdi Hassan and helper Shohan, before the court, said officers in charge of Siddirganj Police Station Abdus Sattar. On Tuesday night, a 15-year-old girl was allegedly gang raped inside a running truck in Siddirganj Upazila of the district. The interest or profit rate on the outstanding amount of credit card shall not exceed 5% of the highest interest rate offered in any credits of the respective bank, said a Bangladesh bank circular. Interest or profit shall be charged on the unpaid amount due for payment, the circular added. According to the circular, if a due date falls on a Friday, Saturday or any other public or bank holidays published by the government or Bangladesh Bank at the beginning of each year, the card issuer shall allow the grace period as required for payment to be made on the next working day. Viewers, now Millennium Business News. The number of Americans filing for unemployment benefits fell last week, pointing to a tightening labor market that likely keeps the Federal Reserve on course to announce plans next month to start reducing its massive bond portfolio. Labor market strength was also underscored by another report showing US-based employers in July announced the fewest job cuts in 8 months. But a slowdown in services sector activity last month put a wrinkle on the economy's brightening prospects. Initial claims for state unemployment benefits decreased 5,000 to a seasonally adjusted 240,000 for the week ended July 29. The Labor Department said economists had forecast claims falling to 242,000. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq lost ground in the late morning trading as technological stocks slipped, while the Dow moved above the 22,000 mark to hit a new record. The S&P Technological Index SPLRCT, which has been the best performer in 2017 with a 23% rise, was down 0.39%. Apple, Amazon and Microsoft were top tracks on the S&P and the Nasdaq. However, Tesla's 7.2% jump eased some pressure on the tech-heavy index after the luxury electric car maker reported quarterly revenue that more than doubled. Viewers, now Millennium Environment, Science and Technology News. living in South Asia face a deadly threat from heat and humidity driven by global warming, according to a new study. Most of India, Pakistan and Bangladesh will experience temperatures close to the limits of survivability by 2100 without emissions reductions. The research says the fraction of the population exposed to dangerous, humid heat waves may reach 30%. South Asia is home to 1/5 of the world's inhabitants. Researchers have released the most accurate map ever produced of the dark matter in our universe. The team surveyed more than 26 million galaxies in the largest study of its kind. The map will help scientists understand what dark matter is made from and learn more about another mysterious phenomenon called dark energy. The results have been released by the International Dark Energy Consortium. According to Professor Ofra Lehaf of University College London and chair of the DES Advisory Board, the map would provide new insights into how the universe operates. A new species of mega herbivore dinosaur discovered in Alberta, Canada, preserves incredible details of its skin, scales and spines. The exquisite specimen is a type of armor-plated nodosaurid ankylosaur. It was camouflaged, which suggests that despite its tank-like appearance, it hid to avoid predation. That such a large creature needed camouflage indicates the presence of even larger, keen-eyed, meat-eating theropod dinosaurs. More than $140,000 worth of bitcoins paid by victims of the WannaCry ransomware outbreak have been removed from their online wallets. It has been nearly 3 months since infection struck organizations worldwide, including the NHS, which faced days of disruption as a result. The Bitcoin activity was noticed by a Twitter bot set up by Quartz journalist Keith Collins. The balance of all wallets known to be associated with WannaCry is now zero. The ransomware hit many businesses hard, quickly infecting multiple computers on corporate networks and encrypting them so they became useless. Viewers, now Millennium Sports News. Spain's La Liga rejected payment of a record-breaking release clause that would allow Neymar to leave Barcelona for Paris Saint-Germain, a source from the National Soccer League said. A group of lawyers representing Neymar visited La Liga in Madrid to try to settle the transfer and pay the €222 million break fee. It was not immediately clear whether La Liga's refusal to accept payment would put the brakes on the transfer. Spain's Marca newspaper reported that Neymar and his advisors would turn to FIFA, while soccer's governing body requesting a provisional transfer to PSG. The condition of BCB director and former national cricket team captain Khaled Mahmood Sujan, who was undergoing treatment at the Singapore hospital after suffering a stroke, has improved further. Sujan, who was admitted to Gleneagles Hospital, regained his consciousness and could identify his near and dear ones, said a BCB official quoting BCB panel physician Dr. Amin, now attending Sujan in Singapore. He said the NG tube was removed from his nose as he was able to take food through his mouth. Australia's bruising and protracted cricket pay dispute was finally resolved, with players and management agreeing on a new in-principle deal, ensuring upcoming series against Bangladesh, India and England can go ahead. Today's agreement is the result of sensible compromises by both parties, said Cricket Australia chief James Sutherland, adding that the core issues had been worked out. He added that it would restore much certainty to the game of cricket. It will allow all players, state and international players, to be contracted immediately, and it will also allow the all-important tour of Bangladesh to proceed as planned. Before ending, the headlines are once again. Trump pressed Mexico to stop talk of wall payments. Angry and inspired, Democrats train new wave of candidates. 3 years since Islamic State attack, Yazidi wounds still open. Hillary attempted to intimidate Bangladesh over US newspaper. And Australia pay war ends ensuring tours, Ashish. This is all for now from Millennium Daily Newsroom. To get any kind of news, please log into facebook.com/Millennium TV USA and youtube.com/Millennium TV USA. Besides, to get the most updated news, please visit to our website www.millenniumtv.net. Stay with Millennium. Allah Hafiz.